We are focusing on the Texas Seller's Disclosure Notice, a critical topic for your Texas real estate exam. This notice is required by Texas Property Code Section 5.008 for most sales of residential properties comprising not more than one dwelling unit. Your exam will absolutely test you on when this notice is required and, just as importantly, when it is not. A common exam trap involves scenarios with exceptions. For example, a notice is not required for foreclosure sales, new homes that haven't been occupied, sales by an estate's administrator, or transfers between co-owners or close family members. Be prepared for a question that describes a sale by a builder of a brand new home where the seller is exempt from providing the notice. However, even when exempt, a seller still has a duty to disclose any known material defects. The exam will expect you to know what must be disclosed. The seller must detail their knowledge of the property's condition, covering everything from structural components like the foundation and roof to systems like plumbing and electrical. They must disclose known defects, even if they've been repaired. Imagine a question where a seller fixed a roof leak a year ago and decides not to mention it. This is a violation. The form requires disclosure of past issues because they could indicate a recurring problem. The seller completes the notice to the best of their knowledge and belief, and they are not required to hire an inspector to fill it out. They can mark items as unknown. A major focus for exam questions is the buyer's right of termination. If the seller provides the notice on or before the effective date of the contract, the buyer does not have a special termination right related to the notice. But if the seller delivers the notice after the contract is effective, the buyer gets a 7-day period to terminate the contract for any reason. The clock starts the day the buyer receives the notice. An exam question might state that a seller delivers the notice 3 days late. The buyer then has 7 days from the moment of receipt to back out and get their earnest money back. If the seller never provides the notice at all, the buyer can terminate the contract any time before closing. One of the most common points of confusion tested is the as-is clause. Selling a property as is does not, under any circumstances, relieve the seller of their legal duty to provide the seller's disclosure notice and disclose all known material facts. You will likely see a question designed to trick you on this point. Remember this simple phrase as a mental shortcut: as is not a license to hide. This helps reinforce that the seller's duty to disclose known defects is separate and is not waived by an as-is agreement. The disclosure provides the transparency that an as-is clause cannot override. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.